into reality. So, and the value of realized selflessness is really the antidote of the suffering. A lot of troubles based on the self. Everything troubles for us is based on the self. We have hold it on me in the mind, then I needed this, I want this. Or someone says something to me, we're angry, frustrated, everything is based on this self. What we are holding on self, when we check, investigate it, examine it, it's not there. That's what we call misperceptions. To eliminate it and the selfish, self-centered attitude and ego clinging, then we have to realize exactly where things are. That lots of Dharma teachers are checking just for this body and this mind carefully and think about it. And then if we have sense of self something, then just look at it without any judging, very honestly and looking exactly where it is. So slowly we will gain some sort of certainty on the selflessness. There is no self, permanent something, but at the same time, interdependent self is arising. It's not a contradict. Interdependent self is a selflessness. Selflessness is interdependent of self. In the last part in the Paramita teachings, particularly in the Hatha Sutta, saying that form is emptiness. Emptiness is a form. And there's some teachings describing appearances is emptiness. Emptiness is appearances. The union of appearances and emptiness. The same way. This is a reality. Okay, any questions about here? Yeah.
Yes, I have an idea. That's like we are driving a car.
Okay.
The car is my body. I'm the driver. So my consciousness is the driver. So the car can drive when the consciousness is there. So this is a simple way. The car is all the parts. We are just like I'm the one in charge. I'm the general of all the millions of lives. There is a life. I'm just in charge of the coordinator.
Sure. Then there's a relative way of talking about it. Absolute, then if you say I'm the driver, you are talking about your hands or legs, or which one?
I mean, you give order and then it can move. I mean, without a driver, the body is dead.
Your movement is yourself, or?
It's from, of course, from your nerve. I mean, it's
all things, right?
From your conscious mind. Where's conscious?
Where is the conscious? That is the question.
It's unseeable. It's not material. In that way.
Yeah. Then this is if you say, oh, this is consciousness, where it is, in the head or in the heart, or where it is.
It's everywhere.
Yeah, everywhere. That's it. We think there's something, but then really figure out where it is, how big, or where it's located. It's big or small or whatever.
The brain and the heart, you can feel it's there, but it looks like mostly there. What shape?
What shape? Is there a color? If you use brain, then of course there's something.
Looks like me.
Oh, looks like you.
But your soul is looks like you know. Your soul when you are so very
But you still attach the self to that self-consciousness. If I remember correctly, the Buddha also repeated that. The Buddha also mentioned that the consciousness is everywhere. He said no, it's not even there. Only when condition arises, then consciousness.
That's very profound. Too profound.
I just found that very interesting that you put the that page 156 last paragraph. Although I have learned and I have heard to put the emptiness of the self and the emptiness of the phenomenon. So in that conceptualization, still we are analyzing a duality. So how we can analyze it as a whole, because as is put it here, it's very interesting because it's the emptiness of self and the phenomenon. So still we're dealing with duality.
That's right.
So how we can analyze the unity would be okay? The word
Yeah, unity is fine.
Dissolve. No. Dissolve the whole.
Okay. Sure. And that's why I'm using here lots in the Buddhism text using these terms, emptiness of self, emptiness of others, and it's not the difference between emptiness, so aspect of emptiness. It's just different way of looking at the object of the emptiness, what we're describing. Yeah, object. And then, but still, fundamental natural reality is transcend of exist and non-exist, and subject and object. But when we describe, we have to do something, right? The communications, otherwise it's very hard to understand. And so that we have to use the dualistic language itself. English, for example, when we make a sentence, then there's subject, there's object, there's verb. So already we have to use that kind of a language. And any other language is saying similar. We don't have any other method how to use it. Sometimes in the teaching saying that we can't explain what it is. I think many of you heard the last time I explained this part of reality, saying that fundamental nature of reality is we can't explain. Fundamental nature of reality, we can't think about it, what it is. If we think something, then we are out of the reality. So now, we are the dualistic mind involved. You see, the subject and the object, the dualistic mind. It's a reality, it's not something there. When we thought involved, then we are holding something. It could be exist, it could be not exist, or maybe both, maybe neither, or maybe other things, something. Our thought cannot go further than that. The reality is beyond this realm. But we don't have any other method. The great master, 19th century, Mapha Rinpoche, he's saying that when the fingers showing the moon, don't look at the finger, just look at the moon. When we teaching the fundamental nature of reality, and then we have to just look at that reality. In that level, there is no difference, any. My own nature or nature of others. It's one. It's not just, it's beyond one or two, many, but we have to use one. Oneness, one taste. One who know it, it's just exactly the same experience. That had experience in the past, great masters, and they teach to their student. If they see it, they're exactly same experience. And then if we realize the same conclusions. And that is a wisdom transmission. It's a very important in the Dharma concept. The most important thing, if we want to know something, then we have to know that. That is a Dharma realization. And that is antidote of all troubles. All troubles. Sometimes we use the one remedy, medicine for all disease. That means that this is just example. One antidote eliminated all suffering. And also, that is some sort of enlightenment too. If that's become stronger, then it's enlightenment. And so there is no concept involved. It transcends of the concept. The great meditators, and here, the study, contemplate, meditate on that object. That's we call great emptiness. First, we have to study that the subject. Then we will get ideas of this emptiness, right? Great emptiness. Then we have to, our mind become familiar with it and have to meditate. First, we have just ideas. We don't have actual experience. If we have become familiar with it over and over again, mind is understanding that emptiness. This is what we call the contemplative meditation. And then become familiar with it, and then resting there. And then later, now we don't have any subject and object, right? Subject itself is object, object itself is a subject. There is union of subject and object. I use terms subject object, but there is no subject object. When we perceive itself as wisdom, wisdom itself is emptiness. The one who is resting there, then we are recognizing one's innate nature. And that conceptual mind into the non-conceptual wisdom, that is a real, authentic Dharma. Yeah, that's where you have to realize being with it. Okay, so where is he? Postures, breathing checklist, and you can look at those things. We don't have lots of time, so let's see. Do you have any questions about here? Yeah, please.
I can add some, no, not add, but I don't know how to say this, but regarding the eye, recently I saw on YouTube this interesting video. It's called The Message from the Elders. So at some time, 1999 or 97, there was this group of journalists
Okay.
They wander through the Amazon and they get lost in their. They get lost in this mountain called the Sierra. And Peru, is it Peru? Yeah, and then they ran into a tribe, like an Amazon tribe.
Okay.
And then the tribe elder said that we've been waiting for you for how long? And they let these journalists film them for how many days? Like a whole week. So the journalists would go through and film the activity of the tribe. And they found out that this tribe has no, in their language, they have no eye. Yeah. And it's linguistically it's very interesting because they said, how can a society survive without that language, the eye? So they found out that the way they educate the children is that at a certain age, they separate the children from the mother, and the children would go off and learn the way of the elders, how to operate without the eye. And this tribe, they said that they lasted like 8,000 years. I mean, they've been around for 8,000 years. And they operate without any weapon. They are vegetarian. Wow. So at the end of this whole filming, the elders would send the message back to the holiness, Dalai Lama, because in 1999 there was a conference on the earth, the conservation of the earth or something. So therefore, that video is called a message from the elders, like that. But it gets the people to think that how can we approach this non-self reality? It's very difficult because of the language.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
If you don't have language, then the sense of the concept it's very hard.
But so that means what that means is long time ago, human. We did not have this eye.
Yeah. That's right.
Yeah.
Exactly. Here in Abhidharmas, some teachings saying that first, that's how human started. First, the just very subtle conscious, right? Subtle conscious form this round. Subtle conscious, then this become form. The form is not a corporeal body, but a conscious, the width form, the light form. Then later, that developed the human, but in the saying that it's slowly, gradually, the human, but there is no grasping. There is no grasping, there is no rules. And everything, this is just story. And everything belongs together. If they want something, it appears. And there is no male and female either first. It's their genders. And later this all developed slowly. And then people hold it on the grasping, someone's grasp at things, and like food, saving in the like tomorrow. Then others did the same thing. In that way, then started this selfish. And then they're fighting a little bit. That they elected the first king, we call the Mangkur Jarpol. Majority people, we don't say the vote, but respect. The other ones made the rulers, and that is the first king. This is some stories. Maybe I think similar. There's maybe not selfish like now. The beginning, then people more and more selfish, self-centered, and also that's the problems. It makes unhappy person, and then it affect surrounding people.
I teach music instrumentation, and the side I teach is from the anthropological point of view.
Okay.
So the other case, and this is a true case because I teach it, is the Pygmies from Central Congo. The music from them, ceremonial music.
Oh.
But I also have to teach them, to the students, the environmental and social context, social cultural context. And they exactly live in a collective way. Everything is from everyone. When they go to hunt, the food is for everyone. They don't share things. They don't share. The concept of this selfish doesn't exist. The music that they do is collective. The three principles, elements they have is the collective, social collective activities. I mean, all people is active in that. Of course, the other musical things that probably we will understand. But the thing is that this comes exactly on one of the theories that I applied with Claude Lévi-Strauss, where is there no primitive. There is no primitive, there is no modern society. Well, what's happened is that exactly the multiplication of devices and all these technological things have destroyed the conscience of the human being. So just if you take these people out of their environment, they become selfish. But because they are surviving, and they are surviving every day, so that's why they don't have this kind of consciousness. So this gets back again to the beginning of this, how probably societies were before, and the kind of have the, you know, the lack of selfishness. Selfish?
Yeah, selfish.
That it doesn't exist.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's that's kind of here.
That's why someone's really recognized as innate nature. There is no self. Realize sublessness. We call it realization of sublessness. There is no self. That's when we hold it selfish. That's just tight, narrow-minded, and then worrying, hope and fear, and large concept based on this. And yeah, we have to a little bit meditate. Meditation is similar. Maybe pure meditation. Just we taught a lot analytical way of talking, but also I would like to a little bit introduce rest in meditation. You have to analyze, examine it, then if you really recognize or better understanding one's own mind or self, then we don't have to go through all the time at the analyzing. We have to more rest. This is why happened is that the pure, we use the term self, relax the body, relax the mind, and just leave it alone, itself. If you leave it alone, then suddenly just relaxed. There is no concern, just you can feel your body. So we can try. We have just only 30 minutes. Yeah, we can meditate a little bit. I think that would be great. Yeah, meditation. Okay. Okay, just sit like this, or hands on the lap like this. Either is fine, just relaxed. Hands just relax. You should feel your body. Just feel your body. Drop it, your shoulders. Slightly open your chest. Close gently eyes or slightly open eyes, either is fine. Now, if you feel like posture, body posture is correct, then deep breathe in, and breathe out completely, and breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, and breathe out. While you breathe out, the further relaxed. Relax mind and body together. Do not hold any tension in the body. Just the body itself. Leave it alone. Be aware of your thoughts. Just be aware of your thoughts or your mind. If thoughts are rising, then just notice and leave it alone. Or any thoughts arising, that's also fine. Just being yourself right now in this moment without any judgment. Do like this for a while. Continuing, deep breathe in, and completely breathe out. Okay. So then yeah, I think meditation is simple. The key for the meditation is that we have to meditate every day. Take a little bit of time, just relaxed, and be gentle your body and your mind, not too tight, not too loose when you sit. Don't push hard for the body, and the body need just straight, upright posture. Make your shoulders a little bit, drop shoulders, chest, slightly open the chest, and just relax, totally relaxed. You have to train to that. Then later you don't have to think about it. It's just when you sit, it's automatically. So you can sit proper meditation posture. Mind is not a body, body is not a mind. As long as we are alive, and this body is content in our mind. And body postures is affect, and the mind affect emotions. It's some emotions arising, ceasing relate to the body. And so body posture is important. Body is this mind. Of course, mind works with body, and the body has lots of channels. The subtle way of describing the meditation, and then channels, and we have wind. The wind is carrying our thoughts and mind process, working with our mind. If you do proper body posture, then it's strengthening straight channels. When we have straight channels, then wind goes out and in smoothly without any problems. So that means that easily mind rest. And those meditation instructions, if you learn this, then be able to apply. Mind, if we leave it alone, then it's resting itself. The important is that we have to be aware of mind. Otherwise, sometimes kind of sleepy, sometimes we have patterns of wandering mind, or thinking about something, then wandering again, right? And for example, if you realize emptiness, then sitting within this emptiness state for a while, sometimes you're out of this because wandering mind, then have to bring back and sit continuing. Yeah, bring back and sit continuing. Or if you're just relaxing, it's the same thing. Sometimes the mind wandering. Then be aware of this awareness, mindfulness awareness, and bring back and just relax. If you want to open the eyes, that's also fine. If you want to close eyes, that's also fine, beginners. Either it works. So, be gentle. Don't pushing hard or some sort of ambitious goal something. There is no goal right now. Just relax. We have to do proper things, then meditation experience goal is coming naturally. So be aware of thoughts, then just leave it alone. sometimes thoughts rising, just notice it, leave it alone. If it goes, then it's okay. If you just stay there, it's fine. In many teachings using analysis, it's muddy water of a glass. If you want to purify the muddy water of a glass, then you have to put a stable place. You just leave it alone. The mud goes down and the water itself is purifying. Similar, we have lots of thoughts, concepts, and when we sit, proper body posture, deep, breathe in, breathe out, relax, and body, mind, is just leave it alone, then these unnecessary thoughts is dissolving. That includes selfish, self-centered, and all we just talked about it. It's just slowly come down. Then, in the teachings, they're saying that it's true. That our mind is pure awareness, clear, and very peaceful. The one who stay there to feel joy and happy. So, yeah, our innate nature is pure, happy. Some point saying the enlightenment. If you do that, I think it's worthwhile. Sometimes maybe that's the only way we can achieve happiness, kind of stable. Does it make sense? Yeah, it does. It does. If you do it, then it's a benefit in the body, and benefit yourself. It's experience it. Yeah, it's experience it. It's very, very helpful. And to refresh your mind too. After the meditation, you're much happier. Yeah, mind is much sharper and clear and peace. If you do more, then very quickly enlightenment, right? Shortcut. So, that's, I think, pretty much our mind needs meditation. Every day. You have to meditate every day. It's like I always mentioned, I think it's very important. Some basic phenomena, how it works, we have to know this body and mind and self. We have this body, needed food, water, shelter, and exercise, these things, and our mind need meditation. If you do that, meditation, basic things, you will be much happier. And become very comfortable being yourself. Even if you don't have high realization, but you are very comfortable yourself. Just relaxed and comfortable. If that's happened, I think life is starting happy life. And yourself is the best friend of yourself. It's not against the enemy. No. Now you connected, you feel it. So that's all, I think. Yeah, you're welcome. Can we do dedication?
We start dedication on page 23. Dorje Chang, Talopa, Naropa, Marpa, Milarepa, Dharma Lord Gampopa, Pagma Drupa, and Lord Drikumpa. Please bestow upon us the most auspicious blessing of all the Kaju Lamas. By this virtue may I achieve omniscience. By defeating all enemies, confusion, may all who travel on the waves of birth, old age, sickness, and death cross the ocean of samsara. Bodhicitta, the excellent and precious mind. Where it is unborn, may it arise. Where it is born, may it not decline, but ever increase higher and higher. I pray that the Lama may have good health. I pray that the Lama may have long life. I pray that your Dharma activities spread far and wide. I pray that I may not be separated from you. The warrior realized the ultimate state, and as did Samantabhadra, I will follow in their path and fully dedicate all the merit for all sentient beings. By the blessing of the Buddha who attained the three kayas, by the blessing of the truth of the unchanging Dharma as such, by the blessing of the indivisible Sangha order, may the merit I share bear fruit. By the virtues collected in the three times, by myself and all beings in samsara and nirvana, and by the innate root of virtue, may I and all sentient beings quickly attain unsurpassed, perfect, complete, precious enlightenment. May the teachings of the great Trikumpa Ratna Shri, who is omniscient, Lord of the Dharma, Master of interdependence, continue and increase through study, practice, contemplation, and meditation until the end of samsara. Go to page 28. For this realm encircled by snow-covered mountains, you are the source of every benefit and bliss without exception. Tenzin Gyatso, you are one with Avalokiteshvara. May you remain steadfast until samsara's end. Embodiment of the three precious jewels, Padmapani, who holds the teachings of the victorious one, seeing the all-goodness meaning with the wisdom eye, may you who are spontaneously established activities live long for hundreds of kalpas. Noble Manjushri, the Lord of Speech, who manifests to hold the teachings of the Triple Gem, who raises the lamp of the sage's teachings, may you who are the light of the Dharma live long for hundreds of kalpas. The one known in the Holy Land as Aryadeva, emanated into the Garg clan of eastern Tibet as Jotingpa, the heart son of Jigten Sumgun. May the life of glorious Garchen remain steadfast for 100 eons. In this age of strife, when the victor's teaching faces hardship, through his powerful Vajralike conduct, he takes on himself the heavy responsibility of the unbiased teaching. May Garchen, the son of the teachings, live long. Thank you very much, Khenpo.